So it's 3 and we're in a bit of a different place than we normally are. Um, you know, how did I start off the first time? So we're doing something a little bit different today, as some of you might know. If you've seen stuff go up on my channel with Denny, then you'll know we've been doing some disc golf again. Now I've been out of the game for a while, but I figured it'd be fun to get on and do some for my channel. So we're going to start off as all the big channels do with an in the bag. You can't be a real golf channel if you don't do an in the bag. So we are using the Axiom Voyager Light, the watermelon, of course. It's a beautiful bag. So let's get right into it. Start off with putters. I don't use a whole lot of putters, just mainly two, and start off with my putting putter. This is new. I have just recently, I think I've thrown one round where I've putted with this. This is a Luna Discraft. So far, I like it, but I haven't been using it long enough to really say for certain. And then, of course, we got our Swan 2 for my throwing putter. I really, you can crank on this guy with the hyzer and it just stands up, drifts a little bit understable. It's a really good straight throwing putter. So that's all I have for putters. I only have the two. Um, We'll get into mid ranges. I throw two molds. As you'll see, I have two of all of my discs because I've been throwing a lot at a course that has a lot of water, and so I wanted to have some extras. So we'll start off. I throw an EMAC Truth. Um, Love these guys. You can throw them out on hyzer. They might flatten a little bit, and then they'll just tank over again. Nice overstable mid range. Then I throw a compass. This guy has been on my back for a long time, so this guy's a lot more understable than what this guy will be being brand new. But you can chart this guy out flat. It'll kind of flip over a little bit, and then it'll end just a tad overstable. This guy's a really great straight flying mid. Now I only carry, well, technically I carry two fairway driver molds. Um, Diamond, this guy is really nice for sidearm approach. Approaches, you can just flick it out there and it has effortless glide and distance, and it's easy to get a full flight out of. Then we've got my felons. Love these discs. These discs have been in my bag for as long as I can remember. Pretty much the first fairway driver I ever bought was a felon, and it's just been in my bag ever since. Just really nice. Check it out. Oh, very nice, overstable. I don't know what else to say other than it's impossible to throw a bad shot with a felon. I got two of those. I tried to get all of my extras in the same color as best I could, and this one, it didn't really work. Next, we'll get into my drivers. Right, we've got my two sergeants here. I don't see a lot of people throwing sergeants, and I really couldn't tell you why. This guy is great. This guy's my less stable of the two. It fights headwinds. You can get massive distance out of him. I'm not sure how they're going to really act when they're beat in a little bit. So that we'll just have to, wait and see. See, this guy like throwing flat, and then it'll dump down over stable, not too hard. You get, let's say, massive distance. This guy's very overstable, and honestly, I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's because it's Lucid X versus regular Lucid, whatever. But yeah, I can do good, massive hyzer bombs with this guy, and it just holds its line perfectly. Now we'll go into my next mold. We got Wraiths. Um, we'll start off with the more interesting of the two. This guy is about 18 years old. I think my dad bought it in 2008. So coming up on 20 years old. And this guy, oh my gosh, is such a beautiful thrower, man. It is beaten so that it is so understable. I've never seen a wraith this understable. I mean, wraiths are notorious for even when they're beat in, still having that really like nice overstable finish consistently. Yeah, this guy, you can throw it out and it'll flip out real far and then just a little tiny fade back overstable. It's actually a really cool disc. And of course, Halo Wraith. Um, when I stopped playing disc golf around 2000, what, 2021 ish, these things were not out. So when I was getting some new discs for my bag, I figured I'd give it a shot. I just need to beat it in a little bit. But this thing, I really love how this thing feels and flies. I just need to make it a little more flippy and then we'll be good. Then you got two trespasses. Now these guys are funky. These guys are a little funky. I don't know if I just need to beat them up a little bit or what. Um, these guys like to be overstable for me. I can't get the distance that I want out of them. Like they feel really nice. They honestly, based on their flight numbers, which you all know flight numbers don't really matter, they should have a nice flex and have a lot of glide. But I don't see it. I don't know if I just need to beat them in a little bit more. These guys end up being very overstable, except for in a headwind. I can't get them to hold an angle and it just flips over. I don't know if I'm not throwing it hard enough, whatever. I just, it feels very much like, honestly, it feels and throws like an overstable Wraith. And I really like it. And it should be able to get a little more distance. I just don't see it. So I'm going to try and beat these guys in a little bit and see how we can go and how it does. And we'll give an update on that later on. Because these guys, they're just funky. You'd think that they'd be able to fight a headwind, but then they just turn right over. But then they're also very overstable. So I don't know. We'll have updates on that as time goes by. Then we have my two furthest throwing discs. I've got two DD3s. And this guy, oh man, this guy is money. Dude, this guy is cash money. S Line is, I mean, honestly, S Line is some of the best feeling plastic, in my opinion. I really like it. But whatever they did for this specific run of the DD3s, it's just absolutely gorgeous. The hand feel is like nothing else. Gosh, it's like a glove. And this guy, I don't know if you can see this. This guy's a very domey. It's like a heartbeat when you push it in. Can't get it on the bike. Whatever. This thing glides. It flexes out real nice. I said, I don't know what run this is from. This was back from when Innova was still making their discs, so who knows? But it's just, and this guy flies a little more understable. This guy's a little more beaten than this guy. Stole this guy out of my dad's bag after he stopped throwing. Just love this guy. Massive distance, massive glide. Throw it flat and it does its thing. It's yeah. And then there's a very like a severe lack of understability in my bag, and I really only have or two discs that are really flippy. So I got a treason, right? That's what this is. I'm pretty sure. Yep. Uh, Having this treason, it's got a really cool Fox stamp on it. This is a really cool disc. I haven't thrown it a whole lot. I'm a lefty. A lot of the courses here where I live really like to be challenging for a right-handed player. So, my lefty backhand just does it just fine. So I haven't thrown this guy a whole lot, but with where I'm throwing now, with the course I'm practicing now for an upcoming tournament, I should be able to get a lot of use out of this guy. That's all the main molds I carry. Now we can get into, well, actually, I have one more. This guy is a very much so a niche pick, honestly, and it doesn't get thrown a whole lot. Um, got a Champion Starfire, and it's just sidearms with this guy are absolutely gorgeous. I don't know what it is, but I can rip on this guy on a sidearm, and it goes straight, has a nice overstable finish, but it's just something about how it my fingers tuck into the rim. It's just money. Um, and now the last section is discs that I used to throw, and want to reincorporate, and then a single disc that I just want to try to incorporate. So we got three of those. Um, this Ballista Pro. I used to have a wicked arm, and I could throw these 14 speeds. I can't anymore. I'm uh, I'm working up to it again, but honestly, who knows? It could be a while. Probably can actually throw them the way that I need to and get that arm speed going. So we have the Ballista Pro. My farthest drive ever was with this disc, and I got this disc on a discount because it was a misprinted, stamp. But it was like 450 feet, something like that. It was a wicked drive, and I just can't throw that far anymore. I just don't have that arm speed. So I would love to get this guy back in the bag. This Queen, honestly, this Queen, another 14 speed, a lot more understable than the Ballista. And again, you can just rip this guy out there and get massive distance with this disc. And, it just has a tad bit of an overstable finish, but for the most part, it's a lot more understable than the numbers lead on. And then the Zeus. I would love to throw the Zeus. This Zeus has been thrown a little bit. It's too overstable. I need to try and beat it in so I can get that S flight like you see. Um, honestly, that's what these kind of -1 3s are all about, is just to get that flex shot and that full flight. I just can't do it with this Zeus. It just is way too overstable. And so if I can beat this guy in and it can become a lot more flexy, then this guy would probably be a good addition to the bag because it gets good distance. I just don't like its flight as it is. So, that is it, for my bag. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and you will see me and Denny out on the course. Peace.